up at 24 at a point in time in this game. Where did you see the wheels kind of fall off, and how did you guys get to the point where we're at right now?
In our first half was pretty solid. Probably the best basketball we played on both sides of the floor. Built up that big lead, had a rough last two possessions in the first half. And I think I missed a 2-for-1. I lost it on a turnover, so it gave them a little bit of momentum. In the third quarter, we responded pretty well. Had a couple untimely turnovers to start like a momentum run. And then, you know, they got to the foul line 42 times, which is going to do a lot of things, obviously easy points, but even on misses or makes, like they get to set their defense, and they were starting to blitz me pretty much everywhere. We got some pretty good looks that could have gave us some room, but didn't go our way. And then it's just a make or miss league down the stretch where, you know, those two turnovers. I had one, Draymond had one. It's tough. Tough way to go out. And all those things put together, like, we played pretty well. It just, we ran out of gas at the end.
What happened on that on your turnover in the last one?
I got the ball in, and obviously there's 8 seconds in my head, and we didn't have any timeouts because we challenged the offensive foul they called on me. So the turnaround, obviously Vasenko came back to try to trap, and we had, you know, kind of a flow down the court. And I knew I couldn't call a timeout, so just tried to make a read, and it was the wrong one. And obviously Darren hits a three, and then we had a better kind of reaction to them trapping him up court to get it across, and had a little miscommunication. So, you know, you obviously want those two plays back because you're up, we up 3 at the time. Could have changed the narrative of the game.
Steve just said, like, he doesn't think you guys are in a free fall. What is this moment right now for this team? How upset is the locker room with this loss? And, I mean, like, where are you guys at right now?
Yeah, obviously after this one, it's going to be tough to swallow just because you should have won that game. Played well enough to win for 40 minutes. And knowing the stretch that we've been on, we were really motivated. I mean, the in-season tournament was a motivator for sure. We knew we had to win by 12 to get out. That was in your head trying to, you know, get to the finish line, and then you end up losing it on top of it. So it's a tough pill to swallow for sure. Frustrating. You know, I think we all got to look ourselves in the mirror and figure out what we individually can do better. You know, in those deciding moments of a game, better decisions, you know, better discipline to not foul. All the little things that we know what, you know, impacts winning, and that's the only way we're going to get out of this little funk where, you know, you're playing hard and you have nothing to show for it.
What was your take on the offensive foul and the review and explanation? I guess they said you kicked your leg out, but what did you think?
That was I only saw the replay once. I haven't checked it again, but to my, like, the way I felt, you obviously, the shooter's going to turn. It was a tough shot, and you got two guys leaving their feet to jump at you, so there's going to be a natural movement to turn. And he said my leg went too high, and there's obviously, you know, a judgment on their part. But anybody who shot that shot, you know, especially you're turning, you know, trying to get your shoulder square, and you land, you also see two people, you got to protect yourself as well. I didn't think it was, you know, exaggerated at all. So, and momentum taking them into me, like, I felt like they would protect the shooter a little bit better on that call, but obviously they went to look at it and didn't go my way.
Steph, obviously you have high expectations going into any season, and you guys are in the position that you're in right now. What are the things you need to see in the next weeks, months, or whatever to give you the level of optimism that you guys can compete in the way that this group can compete in the way that you want them to?
What we did in the first half tonight, just keep doing it and finish the job. I think, there's been a lot of talk about how individuals on our team have played. Clay played amazing tonight. Wiggs was unreal tonight. It's great having Draymond back. Mo hit some big shots for us, in that fourth quarter. So we want to give ourselves a chance to. I know CP got hurt, GP got hurt, so it's kind of like a revolving door of the rotations in the team that you want to kind of see for a stretch to see where we are. Because every NBA team goes through it in some way, shape, or form where injuries and availability become a problem. But 18 games in, whatever it is, we haven't had a stretch where we've had the full combination, because we're a team that obviously every piece matters with the way that we're built. So it's frustrating, but we have to keep bringing effort. That's not a loss of confidence at all. Just have to bring our effort every night, and then hopefully we'll have something to show for it. You
were kind of pulling Draymond away a little bit of the referee and during that technical and foul sequence. Obviously, he's talked about needing to, stay on the court for you guys. I guess where is your what did you see in that sequence, and why did you feel the need to kind of?
I ain't gonna lie. If that was anybody else, that's the one. He's passionate, and there's conversations, and he's shown in past that when he gets fiery, you kind of know where the limit is. The carry sign and all that, I was doing the same thing right behind him, and they gave him the tech just because, that's kind of what you expect him to do in that kind of situation. And I told him, just refocus at that point and let's just hoop. But that was a dumb tech for sure. Just, we all do that. Did you see the carry? Did you see the carry type thing? So for him, be fiery, be competitive, be who you are, but we all need to be mindful of not getting distracted and just try to play basketball.
Steph, after the game in Phoenix last week, you made the point of saying it's not even the first quarter of the season, right? I think you're 18 games in now. How much urgency is there? It isn't. You're not even at the 20-game mark yet, but you've lost 8 out of 10, and the way you've lost, I'm sure, is very frustrating. Is that create urgency because of the way what's happened, or is because of the time of year? Is there less urgency?
With the 64 games we have left, you like having that in the bank, but you do get to a certain point. The first 20 games, take stock of where you are. That second 20, you really kind of show what you're about, because that's where the standings start to kind of materialize, and you don't want to be in a position where you're chasing, because we've been in that position before, and it's tough to grind all the way through the last half of the season, worrying about where you are in the standings every game, and then try to transition into a playoff series with the right kind of energy and being able to sustain that. And you obviously want to get there. So for us, there is urgency for sure. It's not panic. It's, I kind of said before, this next window of games, especially, I think in December we have another big homestand. That they all matter, but that's going to really matter for us to kind of get healthy, as we say, and show who we are, who we can be.
Steph, you guys have lost a lot of close games, right, to good teams. But we've seen you guys win games in every situation, playoffs, championships. How would you explain to maybe the lay fan who was how can these same guys who win championships turn the ball over and not make the plays down the stretch after doing it so many times? What's different in these situations as opposed to last time you were here in April when you made all the plays?
That's how basketball is. Especially in this league with so much talent on every given night, it's it's already difficult to win games, and then when things start spiraling, especially on the road, possession here, possession here, possession there, that changes the whole kind of mentality and momentum of the game. So that's why first question I identified like the 2 turnovers I had at the end of the first half, or 2 bad possessions we had at the end of the first half, and then there was those 2 last 3 possessions where you just give them a little bit of life. Like the whole narrative of the game changes if you get those 2 possessions back, because you probably win by 3. You don't make it to the in-season tournament, but you still win a road game against a good team. And those are the ones that make you lose a little bit of sleep, because we expect better of ourselves, and it's tough. So nobody's shying away from the accountability on that. Just try to keep getting better.
All right, last one.
Yeah, Moody scores 11 in your first 12 in the fourth, and then he gets subbed out of the game. You guys do go to your veteran closing lineup, and there's obviously difficult rotation decisions on this team. I mean, would you like to see Moses out there when he's out like that, though? Stay out there.
Yeah, I think they're all tough decisions because we have a lot of options, a lot of different lineup combinations. And it is tough for a guy like him to, come in with that type of confidence, knock down big shots, have that presence. And then, we close with that lineup that has, won plenty of games. So it's credit to him for, staying ready, being ready, and doing what he's asked to do, taking advantage of his minutes, keeping us in the game. That's going to help for when the rotation materializes of what's our best kind of go-to rotations that'll help us win more consistently. So he's doing his job. He's doing all he can. And I think that's going to pay off for him in the long run.